Pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora and elsewhere. Fellow citizens of Guyana, I would like you to subscribe to my channel and press the button so you will get the updated video. Sometimes it goes on deaf ears and I ask many questions. Why, when you try to enlighten people, you met with some illiterate, ignorant bastards who believe they know it all, but they are beggars, thieves. And if they are women, maybe they are bloody hoes. And I have no apology for this. Because if you all have any decency of humanity, you'd have understand that people are speaking for y'all. It's y'all who killed Jesus and caused Prophet Muhammad to go to war. Because y'all are so fucking illiterate. And I said it without an apology. So illiterate is better your mother to swallow you. Trust me. Some idiot give a comment that I am not a teacher. I never come here to teach stupid people. I train dogs and they understand. I train birds and they understand. And I could prove it. But Guyanese, human being between the two races, the assholes them, y'all would never learn. You're born poor, born ignorant, and live stupid, and you will die that way. But you're always looking out for a handout. Your good family and friends who are doing better than you, glad to pull you up the corporate ladder, but you all want to pull them down because you all are illiterate. Friends, nobody in Georgetown, Guyana have a right to suffer. Every family should have a house lot and money to build their house. All civil servants should have been paid a proper salary, not only your president and vice president and 65 members of parliament. Doctors, nurses supposed to be a high paid civil servant, followed by the police, the army, the immigration, the customs, the postman, the postwoman, the teachers, the hospital, and by the way, all the ministers when they need medical facilities, they fly to overseas. That means to tell y'all what happened. They are ruling the country, they are running away from their own hospital. Does not that tell you all something? You illiterate bastards! Let me tell you all something. Every crime you all committed against innocent man or woman shall come back to haunt you. And if you have children, and I, George Correia, tell you here today, the Bible says, as people said, the Bible says, vengeance is the Lord, said the Lord. Well, I have a question for the same Lord, not God, the Lord. The Lord could be a man or who they appoint as a Lord, but the God. If he had problem with Lucifer and his angel, declare war and throw all these bastards out of heaven. And he named God. We don't see him. We don't know the devil or Lucifer. Why I, who are living temporary on modern earth, you want to lock me up, thief my property, thief my land, bribe judge, bribe police, and bribe lawyers to do wrong to me? Must I sit down and allow that? I know when we dead, we ain't taking it with us, but it's one thing we must take, the right and the wrong. And if I'm not in your religion, if I'm not a Muslim, you look down on me. If I'm not a Hindu, I'm nobody. If I'm not a so-called Christian, you all look down on me. Let me tell you all something. I am a priest. And y'all would not like the word. When I use the four-letter word, y'all say, oh my God, look how he vulgar here, he curse. That's not a curse, ladies and gentlemen. It curses if I wish you bad. Okay? So I am calling upon the Guyana people to stand up now. During the 60s, the Portuguese joined with Burnham. And I give you straight. As y'all don't say it, not me. I'm only repeating what you all say. You all said today, in Guyana, we have an installed coolie government, which is Indian, by the way, and you all call them all kind of name, even apartheid. But you all forget it was the Portuguese who joined with the blacks to bring about Guyana peace and an independent, that Guyana could have been a cooperative republic of Guyana. Some people also said to me on my comments about Burnham, they call he an honorable man. He was miserable. They want to know his sin. But let me tell you something, my brother or sister. Let me tell you what was his sin. If he was in charge of the country with a bogus constitution. And he hears so many complaints and know that the people are acting up against each other. If he was a good leader, he would have put an end to it. Desmond Hite have done 100 times better than Burnham. Come on, man. And now, you see, you could lie to people, you can't lie to God. Dr. Jagan was saying when he get into power, he will change the constitution. When he got into power, he was asked, he said he didn't take politics to take back seat. Then when the WPA, they called him to form the People's Coalition for Democracy, he wanted to be the head again. The man was just an outlast bastard, a cheat, a devil in disguise. But you Indian and blacks in Guyana, wake up before it's too late. The older generation might be illiterate, ignorant and stupid. Y'all are not. You need your house. You need to live a good life. Worship God anyhow you like. But remember these words, he's not a cross, he's not a statue. Okay? He's not a picture or anything else. He's an invisible God. So I ask you all to do what is right. Mr. Burke lay a lot of statement out against a few ministers in government. And if the man is right, justice must prevail. But I have a message for the Guyana President, Vice President, and the Attorney General and others. Just an advice. America gets what America wants. And I was told that somebody in the PPT government said America cannot get place to put a base in Guyana. Are you people illiterate? Do you know during World War II they had a base in Guyana under the British? And are you aware that they can take Guyana if they want because they're the one who put up a puppet government? Come on! Nobody in Guyana won an election. He all was elected by the United States government. Them vote is only waste of time. Alright? And every crime that was committed against any man or woman, regardless of your race or your religion, somebody know a year who do it. And all who was in parliament at that time, whether you're opposition or you're the ruling party, you shall answer the charge. Because if you're in opposition, you have a right to stand up for dignity, equality, and what is right. And if you are the ruling party, the same. That is why I says Burnham may be a good spokesman. I wouldn't take that from the man. But that doesn't mean to say that he was justified with the wrong things he allowed to happen. Think of it. So therefore, I only call his name because we know what happened. Who was Burnham? And what was Burnham? And what crime he commit? He commit a lot of crime by shutting his effing mouth and not to do the right thing. Because he allowed, because he believed that in the black race, you are quick to kill, beat, burn, and loot. And Indians so ignorant and illiterate, they sit down because they should have armed the blast itself. Because this is where destruction begins. But every innocent man and woman you all kill, whether they're black, green, yellow, red, or purple, you all can answer it. No matter how old you're old. I call on the US government, Canada and England to stand up for human rights in Guyana. I call upon Mr. Ramjatan to present his letter from his investigator that says Anthony Snow was guilty of the charge when we have all the bail paper to show. And Horseman and Shamim Mohammed. And many more. I hope you all know. Y'all name is in a file. It ain't going too far, you know. And even if y'all dead, I swear to God, Allah Bhagwan, your children can answer the charge. Believe what I'm telling you. Your children going to answer them charge. From the magistrate to the judge to the police to the prosecutor to the ministers who involved. And the lawyers who take it back because they see dollar bill. You hypocrites. And you call yourself Africans and Indians? You all are the disaster and disease of Africa and India. And I got your blood in me. And I'm telling you the truth. You all may not like it. And you're quick to condemn. You Indians love to fight for land. You love the opium man. Ask Ahmad Ali. He went to Craig and to get an old woman to destroy me. And I still help him when he was bleeding from his ass like a woman seeing her period. Here, as they call it, colon cancer, and I who heal him. But you know, I believe in doing good, even though I'm pissed off. So I'm calling on all patriotic Guyanese, all preachers, to come together for a day of fasting. And for those priests who are using the Bible and the Quran and the Ramayana and robbing people, having sex with men, wife, and young women because they come to you for help, your days are numbered and bit under this blue sky. You hear? So I call upon all the others, and I want to ask Vishnu Bandhu, URP, I was a member. NRP, I was a member. WPA, I was a member. I have joined so many political organizations as a political prostitute to remove bottom government. I never one day asked for a penny, a grain of rice, or a drop of salt. I contribute cars where they put a big cow head in it in the United Republican Party. And when my son was locked up, the leader, Vishnu Bandhu, didn't even give him a visit to find out what happened. What I want Ramjatan to know, show our hands, is clean, eh? But those who's behind us, they're not clean. And we got your family name, address, from Nagambutu Dot in Ohio and his rest of family all in Queens and yours. We go to get justice. I and others are holding it back yet. We don't want to go that way because it won't be good because we are dead people already, right, Ramjatan? You bloody Indian bastard. If you know what goes on, huh? If you know one click of a telephone and you could get a message, Mr. Ramjatan, but we are not killers. We believe in humanity and a God we don't see. But what we don't understand, why it takes so long? We don't thief, we don't sell drugs, we don't want nothing from nobody, we help. We help. But the most ungrateful people in Guyana between the two major races is the Indian. Now again, I will give 20,000 at least or 25,000 genuine human beings in the Indian race. God-fearing, loving and kind and very devoted to their God. While in the black population, I will give from 70 to 80,000 genuine human beings. All the rest is effing garbage. Because of burn them and Jake and destroy y'all mind and control y'all. It's time for y'all to wake up and unite. This is not the time in going back of slavery. Your daughter needs a good husband. She needs a good family. She needs to live good. My friends, I urge you in the name of God Almighty to be united. We tried the black people, we had problem in Guyana, too many advantage, rape, innocent locked up, beaten, imprisonment from black towards other races. We tried the Indian and his corruption so high, the clouds I don't think is so high. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all may not like it, but not every Indian and every black are involved in the corruption and the racial tension because they are black family to Indian and Indian family to blacks. And there are people who are united to put Guyana forward. Well, I'm going to tell you here today, no Amerindian should buy land in Guyana, no part of Guyana. That's not effing India nor Africa. Okay? Since you, the black race, talk about slavery, and you were brought out of Africa when your ancestors sold you, the Amerindian was not bought up, and there was not a slave, but you all take advantage of them. You all left their women, breed them, didn't take care of their children, but the time will come when you are going to answer. And today, you Indian put them in whorehouse, use them. You call them all kind of names. And you talk about day of arrival, while the blacks talk about emancipation. When will you all go back to India and Africa and give the Amerindian their country? One black brother or sister said in their comment, that they are not leaving Guyana, they're going to stay. And brother Lord, one thing, don't talk like that. And you don't know what you're playing with. Idi Amin put out 1 million Indians out of Uganda. 3/4 was born there. But he was a black Muslim. He warned them about the behavior of their life. They refused to listen, and he had to put them out. And Mugabe put out every white man out of former Rhodesia. So when you talk that means only black people can put out people out of their country, but nobody else can put you out. You better watch your mouth, my friend. Watch it. That is why the Guyanese Indians who live in Venezuela say they would support Maduro anytime. You know what saved Young and saved Guyana? Britain and America. All right? And the Caribbean. India have turned their back on you Indian people. They support Venezuela. I remember under Burnham government, 60s and 70s and 80s, he been supporting the ANC of South Africa. And yes, nothing wrong with that because Mandela, people were fighting for liberation and that's their country. But since I touched South Africa, I must be honest with you, amongst the whole world today, with all the protests in the world against Israel, South Africa have stand up for human rights and dignity. South Africa even take Israel into the Hague Court for trial of human rights violation of killing innocent women, children and minors and others because Israel occupied the people country. We are not here but biblical story going back. So my friend, I sympathize and give my condolence to the Jews who have lost their life on the 7th of October. But I still think an investigation must be carried out to know who really did it. Was it Hamas? Or was it people who put on Hamas? Because how could you have such a tension in your country with a border and all security, and that day in question, there were nobody there? That does not sound right for a nation that got checkpoint and taking people country, bulldozing houses and asking this kind of thing, and then you go say this happened, and then one of the military personnel or the minister say, in war or in things, you must have these kind of things. That don't sound right. That is like sacrificing your family just to get to the people who you call your enemy. But that's my opinion. I'm not accusing, I'm asking questions. So I congratulate the people in South Africa for the stand that they have taken against Israel for humanity. And the rest of the world, I must let you know, we all heard about Adolf Hitler. 80% of the world population just born. After all of that, so we don't know, we only heard, read, look at movies. But friends, but we live to see what Israel is doing to people. The United States of America and England back Israel. But at the same time, England is responsible for that also because they put the Jewish people into those people's country in 1947 with the help of America. All of them were together. And they was to be in Guyana, and I keep repeating it. It would have been better off if they was in Guyana because they developed. I don't know how the Indians race would have make out with them because you people love land and the Jews love land. You love money, they love money. And maybe y'all would have had a good relationship, who knows? But my friends, I congratulate the South African people. And all those who are demonstrating around the world for human rights violation against Israel towards the Palestinians, may God be with all of you. I don't know what the United States and other countries are waiting for. Some countries get sanctioned for just want to change their money. And the leaders all get killed. Some speak out against the United States and try to create an environment to hold back progress in America and elsewhere, and they're met with crucial death. And we have seen that over and over. Why we have to continue like this? It is time to give this world an opportunity, a breathing space. Who is right and who's wrong is wrong. Now, I am not a Palestinian or a Jew, but I feel for the people who are losing their life over corrupt religion. Muslim better than Hinduism, Hinduism better than Christianity, and everybody better than one another through the name of God. One call it Allah, one call it Bhagwan, one call it God, whoever. Muslims say Muhammad is the last messenger, but Christians say Jesus is the Son of God. My friend, All this nonsense should not be we to quarry it, but God is invisible. He's a spirit. We should learn to respect one another and help each other and carry this world through. I call upon all Guyanese to be united. I call upon all of you, let's form a national front government and put the owner of the country at the head of the government. The Amerindian, there are 9 tribes. And I want 2 for me tribes to be involved in the government along, and plenty of them to be in the police force and the military as much as the others. And therefore, they were the one can claim Venezuela and any other country, Latin South America, because they happens to be the indigenous people. A very good police friend of mine told me what America have done to the Indian, but he must know. I would have rather born, if I had a choice to born in America as a Red Indian and live a good life in the reservation, getting everything, even casino and all things, than living in a country ruled by Indian and black, we exploiting and robbing each other and killing each other and lying on each other, all because of greed. Fellow Guyanese, you might be upset, but I'm telling you the truth. Think of the future of your children. Every family deserves a piece of land and money to build your house. And all should be solved and paid must raise. We need better facilities and doctors and hospitals in the country. With this, I happens to be your, well, I would say your voice, but let me leave it there and you will decide. But I would like to see the native of the country be the leader of the country, administered by the rest in a national front government, change the constitution, and we can go forward, my friend. That's the only solution to end the racial tension between the 2 major races, 200 or something thousand blacks, 200 or something thousand Indians. So let's put an end to it and unite for a national front government and live in love and unity, put Guyana forward, open the door to Africa and India and those who had opened the door to us, and let Guyana be an example to the rest of the world. And I am your host, George Correia. Thank you.